Hello, Sagittarius. My name is Echo, and thank you so much for joining me for your 2025 March tarot reading. I do want to apologize for this late reading. I was under the weather, but I am back now, and everything is fine. We did have an eclipse earlier this week, so if the energy around you seems a little bit chaotic, don't worry too much about that. That is normal for an eclipse. And we do have another one coming up in April, I believe. We also have a Mercury retrograde going on right now that's going to last up until April, inside of April. So this does impact things like communication, technology, and our thought processes. So if you're a little stressed out at this time, don't worry about it. The energy will clear. This is a good time to make plans or revisit projects that you are already working on. At this time, it's advised that you don't start anything new unless you're okay with having to redo it after Mercury retrograde, because that tends to be how things play out. There is also the ability for miscommunication at this time. So if you feel like something might be miscommunicated, maybe hold off if it's possible, or just find a way to explain things with as much clarity as you possibly can. And with the notice for whoever it is you're talking to, that you're not entirely sure this is 100% fact, and you might need to readdress this. Okay, I don't know who that's for. So Sagittarius, let's go ahead and continue this reading and see what you have in the month of March. You start off with this butterfly spirit. Transformation is beautiful. So for some reason, I didn't even mention it, but over the past few days I've been doing readings, and butterflies seem to be popping up in like very little ways everywhere. But for you, Sagittarius, it is front and center, okay? Transformation is a very beautiful thing, and the fact that this card is telling us this from the get-go means you've got something on your mind, okay? There's something you're working on, something you're looking to change and transform. This could be yourself. It could be a project you're working on. It could be a relationship, a job. Maybe it's just your home space, okay? It could be anything. But there's something you're looking to transform, and there might be some complexity about it, some sort of hiccup or insecurity, maybe something holding up the flow, like if you're working on a house or something and you're doing renovations, the money or some contract gets held up, something like that. Transformation is a beautiful thing, okay? So don't let the stressors, if it's something you're doing where you're working on yourself, for instance, and you're not really sure how to address it, or you're still, figuring things out, that's fine. Transformation is a beautiful thing, and whatever it is that creates those hiccups, they're nothing but the material for the work that needs to be done, right? You can't build a wall without stones. You can't weave a basket without the straw, et cetera, et cetera. So those complications are the things that we overcome in order to come out the other side. Because as a butterfly starts out as the caterpillar, right, and then goes into the cocoon, inside of the cocoon, that caterpillar breaks down into like mush before it can reform and come out as a beautiful butterfly, okay? So just know that if you feel a little bit mushy at this time, that's normal. The transformation that you're undergoing is going to be a very beautiful thing when it comes out, and you're going to attract a lot of attention with whatever this change is that you make. You're going to hear from somebody how impressed they really are, okay? Next, you have trust. Okay. So you do need to trust in yourself at this time. If you look in this card, it has the individual sitting in the egg, and she is going to come out and bloom, okay? Just like we were talking about the caterpillar within the cocoon, she is within the egg waiting to be reborn, ready to start fresh, okay? So you have to trust that while you're doing the inner work, while everything isn't, ooh and ah out there for everybody just yet, that time to sit and sort of incubate and grow within the egg is normal. You have to trust that when the time is right, you're going to burst out and you're going to create whatever change or magnificent thing it is you're working on, and that all the energy you're putting in doesn't feel it's not for nothing, okay? It's right. Just trust that you're making the right steps toward whatever this change is, and have confidence, and trust in spirit that it will give you what you need, give you the resources, bring the right people into your life, because what you think is what you create. And if you're worrying and stressing that you're not going to have what you need, nobody likes you, if you're putting all that negativity out there, that's what you're going to manifest. So trust in spirit. Don't be afraid to ask for those blessings, and you will see them come 100%. Next, you have ask body. So you need to check in with yourself as you are making this change, okay? What feels right? And I don't just mean on an emotional level, a mental level, like it's a good idea, is crystal clear to you or not. Not even a soul level, okay? Ask body, physically. Are you eating something that isn't working with you? Are you going through an exercise, a diet, or just functions day to day that they hurt you? You feel run down at the end of the day. Uh, is the bed you're sleeping in comfortable? Is it really giving you a good night's rest? Ask body, okay? If you are looking to address your body itself, changing it in some way, like through a workout program we talked about, maybe you're looking to get a procedure done. Maybe you're looking to just update your look. What is more you? What is more comfortable? And how can you get into that comfortable space in the skin you're in, right? So don't be afraid to check in with yourself and put some thought into that, and research new diets, different methods of doing things that they have if you were going for a procedure, different updates to your look that are authentically you. Don't be afraid to do the research and see if this applies to you, okay? This is for somebody. I feel like that's very specific. Apply that however that works for you, Sagittarius, and see what works for you, okay? Ask body, what does your body need? So let's go ahead and continue with this reading, Sagittarius, and see what we have on the cards. You have the Queen of Swords, the Three of Cups, and Justice in reverse. So the Queen of Swords is a very smart queen. She's a very approachable queen. She sits here up on the cliff with the sword in her hand and the lavender in her lap. The sword in her hand is her intellect. She's very wise. She's a very good communicator, and she is open to communication, but she takes no nonsense, and she will cut through the BS, okay? The lavender in her lap is a very healing energy, so people may come to you for advice because they find it very healing. And the way you think, somebody might find very refreshing, okay? But if you notice, she has her hand out at this time. It's almost like, come, she's waving on or accepting somebody else coming forward, almost like they want to approach her, okay? You can almost see a person off here in the side just wanting to approach this queen. So you are open to communication at this time. You are open to advice. So that's good, because as you're trusting spirit and spirit is sending you things, like we talked about this trust, you're willing to take whatever it is spirit's sending you, whatever is there to guide you, and apply it. So that's a wonderful energy for you to have. But you're also going to cut through the BS, right? If something isn't genuine, you're going to see right through it. Next, you have the Three of Cups. Three of Cups is a social energy. It's very communal. It speaks of like a friend circle, I guess you could say, people close in your environment. This could even be work colleagues or family members. Cups are a very watery, heart-based energy. So you do have people in your corner right now. You do have a social circle. And while it may not be, it could even not be very, very close, like in proximity to you. It could be like just something you found on social media, a certain group you resonate with, or people who have great advice. Go ahead and reach out to that, because at this time you recognize that they're there and you really feel like they're giving advice that will help you. There's a lot of heart in what they have to say. So just go ahead and approach that. And any advice that's given to you at this time, just take with a grain of salt. If it resonates with you, go for it, I say. And if something doesn't, then feel free to let it go. But there is a support system for you at this time. Next, you have the Justice card in reverse. Something feels unfair. Hearing status quo. So it's almost like you want to address things that are, what is, to create something new. Why can't this be different? Why can't this situation change? We were talking about transformation up here with the butterfly card, Sagittarius. So if something does seem unfair at this time, readdress the balance. Contemplate how you want that to be, okay? Because remember, we do have the Mercury retrograde, and our thought processes, communication, technology, it's all going to go a little wonky for the next few weeks. But if something does feel unfair or unjust at this time, just keep in mind that life is change. Seasons change, the weather changes, our habits change, life is change, okay? But people don't always change. They have to want to. They have to be willing to. So if someone specific in your environment on this note seems a little unfair or unjust and they're acting a little shady, that's who they are, okay? Point blank. If I call a spade a spade. If something seems unjust, address it accordingly. And if you need to dismiss yourself from whoever that person or whatever that situation is, please do so. So you can get what, is due to you. You can get your just rewards. So what does Sagittarius maybe not see coming in the month of March? What do you have for my Sagittarius? We have the Chariot. Full speed ahead. So the Chariot has the horses charging ahead with the chariot across the sky. This is talking about moving on to new horizons, okay? He rises above the average sky with the blue down there up into like outer space and in the cosmos, okay? And the moon that's here is symbolizing a new moon. So we are a new crescent moon coming out of the new moon or dark moon. So it is talking about new beginnings, charging forward, and we were looking at transformation at this time. So you are looking for change at this time, and it does look like March is going to offer you the ability to move forward, probably in ways you really didn't expect, because this is in the position of things that we didn't see coming, right? So change may come like a flash, like lightning quick. Knee-jerk reactions are just like boom, something's going to come at you quicker than you expected in the month of March. You may find those answers or that support system very, very quickly, or how you can enact using those resources to make whatever it is you're trying to transform. Okay. What blessings does Sagittarius have coming in the month of March? What blessings, Spirit? You have the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is all about, pentacles are a very real energy material. So this can point towards like our home space, our job, our overall career, our occupation, the day-to-day, okay? Things you can see, things you can touch. The King of Pentacles is a very plentiful king. He wants for nothing. These grapes that he has above him are talking about a beautiful, bountiful harvest because he has put in all the work. Anybody who runs a vineyard can tell you that a lot of work goes in behind the scenes. A lot goes into it. Vineyards are very expensive to maintain. They require a lot of land, and they require a lot of time and effort as well. The soil has to be rich on which the grapevines are planted to begin with. So this is how you get the grapes to press into wine. So you are going to have these blessings because you planted something good. And even though something did feel unjust with this justice card in reverse, Sagittarius, you're not going to let it stop you. You are going to get your just rewards, just desserts. Something is going to bloom and blossom for you as March progresses, okay? And I really feel like it's tied closely to this Chariot card. Like this was manifested a long time ago, but you're going to get the green light with the Chariot card out of nowhere to kind of springboard you. And then boom, you're going to start seeing the rewards from effort that you put in before. Okay. Someone may even, as part of this Chariot card, revert or refer back to whatever it was you did when you first started to get this bounty. Okay. How you first planted those grapes. So let's look at one more card. What advice do you have for Sagittarius in the month of March, Spirit? What advice? What advice do you have for my Sagittarius? You have the Empress. Wowzers. The Empress is a very fertile queen. She has this bunny rabbit next to her, which are symbols of fertility, spring, and new life. And she sits with this crown of stars over her head, high in a tall grown forest. Okay, so the Empress is all about owning energy and creating something new. From almost like she's arriving on the scene, and she's a very new, bountiful energy that stood the test of time. She sits in this big, drawn forest where everything has been grown. Trees don't get that tall in no time at all, I can tell you. So this forest has been here for a very long while. Okay, we were talking about, things coming to harvest that you worked on a long time ago. Okay, so this has been here a while. This tells me that Spirit is telling you all of the things you worked on in the past that grew these big old trees, they're coming back. That was your past, and now you can arrive in it with something new and fresh and birth something new as well. Just because you've already benefited from one thing and had one victory does not mean you cannot claim more victories, Sagittarius. So whatever it is you're looking to create, it's going to be fresh, it's going to be new, and it's going to attract a lot of attention. I'm hearing recognition, and I'm seeing almost like a trophy or a certificate, maybe like a ribbon, okay? Like someone's going to pin something on and say congratulations, and then now let's get to work on this, okay? So let's go and continue with a rune. We'll close out, and I do draw these at random, Sagittarius, no peeking, and I just want to see what the runes have for you. Let's see this one. Okay, you have the rune of Uruz. Uruz is the rune of strength, the rune of the hill. So this talks about, even though sometimes it's an uphill battle and life can be difficult, there is always a downswing, all right? Life is all about peaks and valleys. And you were strong enough to get to the top. So you are now at the top of this, and you're very aware of your own strength because you're going to start seeing the bounty, I'm guessing, from whatever it is you put forward in the past. It's going to make you more aware of what you're capable of creating in the month of March going forward. You are transforming, and it is a beautiful transformation. So I do love this reading for you, Sagittarius. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, I apologize for the late reading. My name is Echo, and I will see you next time.